Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know that feeling when you're just firing on all cylinders getting things? That's what we're talking about today, that elusive productivity sweet spot. Now, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but some people just seem to squeeze so much more out of them, right? It's not magic. It's not some superpower ... IT quote S about having a system. And that's what I'm sharing in this video. 10 actionable tips that you can implement to supercharge your own productivity. We're going to break down the mental and practical tools to help you prioritize, focus, and ultimately achieve more of what matters to you. Let's do this. Before you can be productive, you have to define what that means for you. What are you trying to achieve? This is where goal setting comes in. We're talking about SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, write 1,000 words per day, 5 days a week, for 6 months. See how concrete and actionable that is? Clear goals give you direction like a GPS. Write them down, see them daily, and let them guide you. Okay, so you've got your goals set, you're fired up, ready to conquer the world. But then you look at your to-do list, and it's longer than a CVS receipt. Overwhelm sets in. Sound familiar? This is where prioritization becomes your new best friend. One of the most effective tools for this is the Eisenhower matrix. It's simple but powerful. Draw a square and divide it into 4 quadrants. Label them urgent, important, important, not urgent, urgent, not important, and not important, not urgent. Now start plotting your tasks into these quadrants. By focusing on the most important tasks first, you're making sure that you're making progress on the things that truly matter. I know, scheduling can sound so rigid and boring, but trust me on this one. Having a schedule, even a loose one, can make a world of difference in your productivity. Think of it like this. A schedule isn't about restricting your freedom, it's about giving you more of it. When you plan your day and allocate specific time slots for different tasks, you're essentially telling your day what to do, instead of letting it dictate you. Start by identifying your most productive hours. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Schedule your most challenging tasks for those times when you're at your peak focus. Then, block out time for meetings, emails, breaks, and even downtime. Having this visual representation of your day helps you stay on track and avoid wasting time on unproductive activities. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about checking things off your list. Now, I'm not saying you have to stick to your schedule religiously. Life happens, things come up. But having a framework in place gives you a starting point and helps you stay focused on your priorities. Chapter 4. Declare war on distractions. They're the productivity kryptonite. Social media notifications, emails popping up, that one coworker who always seems to stop by at the worst possible time, they can derail even the most focused individual. The first step to combating distractions is to identify what they are. What are the things that consistently pull you away from your work? Once you know what you're dealing with, you can start implementing strategies to minimize them. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode. Turn off email notifications. If you're working on a computer, use a website blocker to prevent yourself from mindlessly scrolling through social media. Consider using apps like Focus at Will or Forest. These apps provide background noise or gamified timers to help you stay on task. Experiment with different strategies and find what works best for you. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate distractions entirely, but to manage them in a way that allows you to focus on your work and be more productive. Chapter 5. The power of breaks. I know what you're thinking. Breaks? Matt, we're talking about productivity here. Breaks are for slackers. Hear me out. Taking regular breaks is not counterproductive. It's actually essential for maintaining focus and preventing burnout. Think about it. Your brain is like a muscle. If you work it too hard for too long, it's going to get fatigued. By taking short breaks throughout the day, you're giving your brain a chance to rest and recharge, so you can come back to your work feeling refreshed and focused. One popular technique is the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on a single task without distractions. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break of 20 to 30 minutes. During your breaks, get up and move around, step outside for some fresh air, or do something completely unrelated to work. This will help clear your head and improve your overall productivity and creativity. Chapter 6. Time blocking, your productivity secret weapon. Time blocking is one of the most effective productivity techniques I've implemented in my own life. It's all about allocating specific blocks of time for different types of work. So instead of just having a general to-do list, you're actually scheduling those tasks into your day. For example, you might block out 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for writing, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for emails, and so on. The beauty of time blocking is that it forces you to be more intentional with your time. You can't just say, "Oh, I'll get to that later." You have to make a conscious decision about how you're going to spend each hour of your day. It also helps you identify areas where you might be wasting time. If you've blocked out an hour for a task and consistently find yourself going over, it's a sign that you might need to adjust your schedule or break down the task into smaller chunks. Chapter 7, Organization, your key to calm and focus. Let's be honest, a cluttered workspace can be a major distraction. It's hard to focus when you're surrounded by piles of paper, sticky notes, and random objects that seem to multiply overnight. Taking some time to organize your workspace can have a surprisingly significant impact on your productivity. A clean and organized environment can reduce stress and improve focus. Start by decluttering your workspace. Get rid of anything you don't need or use. Then, find a system for organizing the things you do need. Use trays, folders, drawers, whatever works for you. The key is to create a system that makes sense to you and that you can maintain. Once you have a system in place, stick to it. Put things away as soon as you're finished with them to prevent clutter from building up again. And don't forget about digital organization. Keep your computer desktop clean, organize your files into folders, and use a task management app to keep track of your to-dos. Chapter 8. The power of no. Saying no is hard. We want to be helpful, we want to please people, and we don't want to miss out on opportunities. But the truth is, saying yes to everything is a recipe for overwhelm and burnout. Learning to say no is essential for protecting your time and energy. When you say yes to something, you're essentially saying no to something else. You're saying no to spending time with family and friends. You're saying no to working on your own goals, and you're saying no to self-care. So how do you get better at saying no? First, remember that you don't have to justify your decision. A simple no thank you is sufficient. If you feel comfortable, you can offer a brief explanation, but don't feel obligated to elaborate. It's also helpful to have a few go-to phrases on hand. For example, you could say, "I'm flattered you asked, but I'm fully committed right now," or "I'd love to help, but I'm not the right person for that." Chapter 9. Fueling your productivity, the mind-body connection. We often think of productivity as a purely mental game, but the truth is, our physical health plays a huge role in our ability to focus, concentrate, and get things done. When we're sleep-deprived, eating junk food, and not moving our bodies, our brains simply can't function at their best. We're more likely to feel sluggish, unmotivated, and prone to distractions. On the other hand, when we prioritize our physical health, we're setting ourselves up for success in all areas of our lives, including our productivity. Getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising regularly can have a profound impact on our energy levels, mood, and cognitive function. So, make sure you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Fuel your body with nutritious foods that provide sustained energy, and find ways to move your body for at least 30 minutes most days of the week. Chapter 10. Reflect and adjust. The key to continuous improvement. Productivity isn't about finding the perfect system and then sticking to it rigidly. It's about constantly experimenting, reflecting on what's working, and making adjustments as needed. At the end of each day or week, take some time to reflect on your productivity. What went well? What could have gone better? Were there any obstacles that prevented you from achieving your goals? Once you have a better understanding of your productivity patterns, you can start to make adjustments. Maybe you need to adjust your schedule, try a new productivity technique, or delegate some tasks to free up your time. Remember, productivity is a journey, not a destination. There's always room for improvement. By regularly reflecting on your progress and making adjustments, you can continue to optimize your workflow and achieve your goals. So there you have it, 10 actionable tips to help you supercharge your daily productivity. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about making small, consistent changes over time. Pick 1 or 2 of these tips that resonate with you and start implementing them today. Once you've mastered those, move on to a few more. The key is to find what works for you and create a system that helps you achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. Thanks for watching.